Hello, everyone, and welcome to Matt Kirsty show on a Monday night. And it's lovely to be back and be back permanently after the short gap that we've had. It's been a wonderful few weeks in view of everything that's gone on, but it's even better to be back on this evening and back to see everyone. So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It's lovely if you join. My name's Matt. Unfortunately, Kirsty's not with us. Hopefully, she will be with us next week. She sends everyone her love and huge thanks for all her well wishes and everything else. For those who don't know, it's Kirsty's birthday today, so happy birthday to Kirsty and send her messages as you wish. So, for those people who are new to the show, who've never joined us before, or for those who are old hats but haven't seen ourselves for a while due to various circumstances, the way the show works is you simply post a question of a spiritual nature. We will answer that as best of our knowledge once you're chosen, and then that person gets a reading. That's the only way that you can get a reading. So if you're posting, can you see this behind me? Do you know if this person in spirit is there? It won't be answered. The other thing is that Mr. Producer is a single person going through hundreds of comments at a time. So, give him time to go through them. He's not ignoring you. He's basically sifting through and making sure everything's okay. Finally, just remember that it is a public domain that you are on, be it on YouTube, or you are on Facebook. Either of those are on public domain. So just be careful of what you put on there. Don't put anything personal. Be aware that people offering you readings are not from this channel. The only person who will be doing the readings today will be yourself. If there's concerns, then obviously contact the admin and obviously do that in the right way. To be able to comment and participate from YouTube, then you need to subscribe to the channel. Once you subscribe to the channel, which is all completely free, then basically you can contribute to there. And on Facebook, obviously, like, share, and comment also. And I think that's about it. Is there anything you would like to add to that, Mr. Producer? Okay. Okay, so Mr. Producer is going to come on live because he just wishes to have a quick chat with you all. Just hold fire. I'll be with you in 1 second.
Hi everybody, Richard here. Thanks very much, Matt, for allowing me to come in, and nice to see you back, and look forward to seeing Kirsty back next week and wishing her happy birthday. The reason why I've come on, everybody, I know you can't see me, so if Matt just moves his mouth, he might think that it's me talking. But as you may have noticed on our website, we do have someone who is illegally pretending to be us. There's a site that's open out called Spiritual Psychics TV, using the whole of the word. We have contacted Facebook. What they're doing is breaking the law. They've taken our copyrighted logo and all our images. We have started the legal proceedings with Facebook, and they will be tracking this individual and getting all their IPs and so forth. We are allowing this individual 48 hours to take down the site. If not, legal action will be put against them. You've crossed the wrong person, basically. And so if you do see this site and it's got Rachel Galbraith on it as well, please just report them. Don't block them, but report them as fraud, because this person will get whatever's coming to them. So thanks, Matt. That's all I needed to say.
Ooh, all hot gossip. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Producer. Okay, so have we? I've got hellos to say this evening. So we're coming up for 8 minutes past 8 in the UK. I know there's people all around the world at different times. So wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So the first person we've got is hello to you, Millie B. Lovely to see you again. And we've missed you and all of the viewers as well. Hello, Terry, to you as well. Thank you for the birthday case and the unicorns. Hello, Heidi Spicer. Thank you for those. Hello, Marisa Serafino from Northern California, another part of the world. Hello, Chloe Brent. Hello, Diana. Hello, Dawn Collinson Quarry. It was nice to see you over the weekend. Well, there are presenters on a Monday morning at the brunch. So if you are interested, her and Alison present a show at 11 o'clock in the UK on a Monday morning. It's a brunch show where there's people who come on, they talk, they interview, and they also teach new skills and everything. So it's worth having a look at that if you haven't looked at that. Hello, Natalie Bentley. Hello, Bitara Angels. Hello, Arlene Noon. Thank you. Nice to see you as well. Hello, Linda Wallace. Cole Siski Kifu. Hopefully I've said that, but hello to you in New Zealand. I don't know if it's about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning there, but hello to you. I know you have good 10, 11 hours in front of us. Hello, Rebecca Whelan. Thank you for your birthday there for Kirsty. Hello, JD. Sorry, I missed that one. Sheely or Shelley. Apologies, I've said that wrong as well. From Wales, another part of the world. It's lovely. Hello, Nicola Humphreys. All these wonderful happy birthdays for Kirsty. Thank you. Hello, Ben Davis. Hello, Kaylee Byrne. Nice to see you. Hello, Christine Holmes from Wisconsin. Very nice. Hello, Anne McClernand. Hello, Courtney Hinrichsen. Hello, Paula Brent. Hello, Evelina Jeffries. So just as we're going, I'm just going to start because obviously lots of people coming on. So as we're coming on, I just want to explain how the show works. So if you put a question out of a spiritual nature, it can be to do with healing, it can do with mediumship, it can be of another spiritual area. We'll answer that to the best of our knowledge. And equally, if there is something that is that we don't know, we'll be honest and say that, but whoever basically says a question, we'll answer that to the best of our knowledge, and from them they get a reading. That's the only way you get a question. So please don't put up, hello, have you got a reading for me? Can you see this? Because unfortunately it won't be answered. So, you know, it's all about us being one happy family, but also growing individually also. So hello from Norway for Belinda Christofferson. Okay, so I believe there's quite a lot of people who are getting friend requests, particularly from Rachel. It's unfortunately, it's this other illegal site. It's not from this, so if you can refuse that, block it or whatever, it's not from the SPTV presenters you're actually receiving this from. It is being investigated by Facebook, I'm being told. So. Okay, so the first question for this evening is from Ali J. It says, what's the difference between a psychic medium and a clairvoyant, please? Okay, so a medium is a go-between. You can have a psychic medium or you can have a clairvoyant medium. So a psychic is tapping into the energy around the person or around the environment. So the physical room, for example, you're tapping into the energies of where someone's been there before, and tapping it into the energies around the person. So you're picking up, you're feeling into that energy. So if you imagine sort of like ribbons, sort of, I'm not saying this is what it is, but to give you a visual sort of idea, if you imagine ribbons, like almost like bringing back that information, and then basically the psychic is tapping into the information that's in that energy. If we use it as the analogy of like the ribbons, taking those ribbons and taking in that information. A clairvoyant is communicating with a physical person, discarnate person in spirit, and basically people who've passed over, basically. And then they are given all the information about their lives, and to give that information to the persons here. So I've tried to explain that simple as possible. If that doesn't make sense to yourself, Ali Jane, then please come back to us. But thank you very much for your question. But, right, what do we want on here? So we refer to a psychic and a clairvoyant. So we're going to be using cards to start off with this evening. We've got several packs of cards. So we've got the Fairy and the Angel Tarot cards. We've also got the Enchanted Map cards. And we've also got the Archangel cards. All right, so all of those. And the cards I've drawn to for yourself, which is obviously would be a psychic reading, a divination tool, is the Fairy Tarot for yourself. So the card for yourself is this one. If you want to do a search for it, it's the Prince of Spring, and it's in the Fairy Tarot. So if you Google or whatever, you should be able to get the image for yourself. It says, charming, self-confident, passionate and restless. Immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage, and a passionate relationship. So that's what it says on there. To me, this is about you sort of taking back your power. This is about you standing up for yourself and being the true warrior that you need to be. I feel that things have been knocked around you in the sense of your confidence, and I feel that it's almost feeling that a little bit got at a little bit. So this is about reclaiming that power and saying, I'm not willing to accept any of this. I deserve better. I deserve respect. And if that energy around you isn't right, then you need to step back from that energy, because it's not what you need, because you're a very, very sensitive soul. So that's what I mean by the psychic. When I was, you're wanting Fairy, excellent. So on here also, I feel we have, there's a rabbit that the warrior's on. And to me, this is sometimes that you're very impulsive, that you jump into things without thinking about the consequences. But sometimes when we also jump into things, we also miss all the things we've done. So I don't feel it's necessarily the impulsiveness. What I feel this is that you're almost striving for the next thing after the next thing after the next thing. So the best way to put this, somebody says, I'm going to be married by 28, I'm going to have kids by 30. They're setting all of these, but they don't see the journey along the way. So what I want for yourself, Ali, is to say to you, enjoy the journey. Look at all the things that you've achieved and acknowledge those, because they've got you to where you are today. I also want a grandmother on mother's side of the family. I want to say about 5 foot in height, very petite to the frame, a very loving soul. I feel about 85, 86 with her as we go into the clairvoyant side. And I want to say she comes in with a very gentle energy. And there's that need for that gentle energy at the moment. She's coming around, you're aware of her, and you feel on your left hand side that you have touching on your face. You also keep smelling perfume. This is her. So she's around with yourself. And the very last thing I need to say to you, in the card it mentions the word self-confidence. You're getting your self-confidence back. If I can leave that with you, Ali, lovely to have your question and allowing you to read allow me to read for yourself as well. God bless to you. And it's as simple as that, guys. If you just do what Ali did, of just asking a question, and then from there you can get a reading. Well, thank you. Okay, so next question is from Georgina Williams. How long can spirits stay around us after they pass? Do they ever go away? the answer to that is no, they never want to go away, because just as they are here where they want to be around you, Georgina, they want to stay with you, they want to know what you're doing, they want to see that you're happy, they want to see you're all in good spirits and doing well in life. Sometimes people say, is it really 6 months? Is it a year before they're going to come back? It depends on the individual, how spiritually developed they are, what the closeness of the relationship. But, we've had people, and it's not just us when I say us, as the collective, me and Kirsty, other mediums and other people who I was talking to someone yesterday, actually, who isn't a medium, but they have abilities, and actually describing how they saw the father on the day that he passed. Within sort of a couple of hours. I've spoken to other people within a couple of minutes. So I don't personally believe in like this 6 months rule that we have to wait for them to come back and everything. They want to be around us. But in answer to your question, how long do spirits stay around us? They stay around us, especially when we need them, but throughout our lives, because they are looking at us at different points, and different members of the family, because we refer to spirits as a collective, but for a lot of you, including you, Georgina, there would be mums, there would be dads, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, and all of that. And I don't believe they ever go away. What they sometimes do, if we're in a really bad space that we have to deal with things. So I'm going to give an example. Say, for example, we had a marriage breakdown or a relationship breakdown. We had to concentrate on what was going on here. They would step back. So that some people would say, oh, they've left me. They haven't. They've just stepped back so that you can concentrate on what needs to be dealt with here. But they never, ever leave us. Hopefully that answers that question for you, Georgina. For you, I want to go on the angels. And I want to say a very sort of angelic sort of energy I want around yourself. And the card I have for you is this one. You have to excuse the light. It is the 5 of Fire from the Angel Tarot pack. And it says, competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. To me, if you look at this, I don't tend to do the writing, but obviously I need to do that for the purpose of yourself. I want to look, there's so many different directions at the moment, so many doors that are opening and so many things that are happening in your life. It's almost like, which one do I do first? Can I do more than one? Should I do more than one? And I just need to say to you, being very intuitive, it's what feels right for you. Don't limit yourself. Sometimes I have people who say to me, I'm going to be a medium because I can't be a healer. Why can't you be a healer and a medium, or vice versa? Because you're not restricted. Spirit will allow you to grow, but you've also not to suppress your own self as well. So I need to say to you, similar to the last person, this is about how you express yourself and maintaining that power. Radiate that light. You have a wonderful light and a wonderful energy about yourself. It's just almost, people come to you and it's like, wow, I've met you. I don't know why. I just feel that there's just something there that I just feel you need to help me. And I feel you're having a lot of people at the moment who are coming to you saying, can you help me? Because I feel I'm drawn to your energy and I'm drawn to you helping me out. I also feel around yourself, I have a grandfather figure. I feel like on father's side of the family this time. I feel a lovely energy also. I feel very, very strong. I feel very, very loving. And I've got such a loving heart. I feel with him sort of mid-70s, around about 76 sort of mark. I also feel like I've got respiratory conditions with him. So I just need to say to you, take a leap of faith, step forward as those doors start to open, and don't hold you back, because there's so many people both here and there sort of pushing you forward. So go with that force of energy, Georgie. Hope you understand that, and thank you for working with me. Okay, so next we've got is Cole Siskifu. Sorry if I've said that wrong. I know you said hello before from New Zealand. Are spirit animals able to be reincarnated through other animals? Well, to me, spirit animals are guides. So I would say no is my personal view, because they've obviously gone over, they've ascended to be guiding forces to yourselves. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I've got a robin in the garden or a pigeon in the garden. Is that my granddad?" If you're drawn to that, then that's there. I don't believe personally. There may be many sort of shamanic people on here goes, no, he's saying it wrong. That's right. And please come in and say otherwise. But in my own personal view, I don't feel I can answer that 100%. I'll be honest with you. But in my personal view, is I would say they can't reincarnate through other animals, because they've already gone over to and taken up the mantle of being guides from the past. Why would they then go through to other animals and reincarnate again? They've actually gone down instead of ascending, which is what they've done. What you could say is that other animals project that energy, but that's my feeling. I don't know what you want to say with that, Carl. If you agree, disagree, if any other viewers want to come on, because I know there's a lot of people who deal with animals. And please come in with an honest answer. But I will always be honest. That's my personal view, and that's all I can give you on that one, I'm afraid. Right. So, what do we want? Okay, so this time for you, I'm going to be using an enchanted map for you, Cole. And the card is called Home. And to me, this is you coming to your home, your inner self and your inner sanctuary. I was talking about this service I was doing yesterday. Your inner sanctuary, it is unique to everybody, everyone on the show, everyone on the planet, and other planets, if you believe that as well. It's what feels right for you, where you go in your moment of needing peace, that solace, or if you're religious, that God force, that special place that you go to. But I feel for you, home is where the heart is, and I feel at the moment you're needing to sort of have those creature comforts around you. You're needing to be able to relax and just unwind. And I want to say, stop pushing yourself, stop being such a perfectionist, and stop being so cruel to yourself. And I don't mean that in a nasty way. What I mean is, stop sort of allowing yourself to get a bit worn out because you're pushing yourself. Just allow things just to gently happen in the sort of the way that they're meant to be. I also want to say to you, within the picture, there is a wise owl, but there's a wise soul within you. I do feel an old soul within you. And it's almost like I know things. It's almost, I don't know why I know them, but I know them. And you do have that sense that you have been here before. I want to say to you, don't shut the door on the past, but also leave the door partly ajar going forward. Don't shut the door at every opportunity. And the final bit I want from the card is the significance of the month of September. I want about the 28th of September. I have to give you that as I'm hearing it, but I go a day either side. But it's the 28th of September, the significance for the anniversary, birthday, or passing. I also have a gentleman who comes very much on a fatherly vibration. I want to say about 5'8", 5'9" in height, very slim to the frame, clean shaven, side parting, very short, very tidy, very smart, professional. First impressions are really important to this gentleman, and I don't feel with this gentleman that things got to me. I was easygoing, and I feel that he's coming in because I'm just needing that sort of just allowing you to relax a bit, building on what I was saying before about not pushing yourself and being so hard on yourself. Because with you, it's that energy is bubbling to come out, and now's the time for that energy to be let out. And I do want that just on a loving energy, but also from a healing energy as well. There is still a little bit of self-healing to be done, but your energies are absolutely really like this. And I certainly would feel that the earth would be really symbolic with yourself, with the healing energies. So thank you for that, and hopefully that makes sense to you, Cole. Okay, so Heidi Spicer's your next one. It says, how do you know what's imagination? Heard someone calling me, but not sure if I imagined it. So then when you hear, then ask a question to challenge, or ask the spirit to come in close and allow them to touch, or give another sensory response, so then you know it's not your imagination. Okay? The other way is to ask something that you don't know the answer to. Is the other thing for yourself. I always think within my thoughts, is it relating to something I've just literally been doing, in which case it's my thoughts, or if I tend to think of spirit being here. So whether I hear it inside or I hear it as if I hear yourself, I imagine spirit being here, and I know that it's almost like an external force rather than internal. If I'm hearing it within my mind, then I basically will challenge it just to make sure. All right, but I've got to the point where I know it's not my imagination, but if you are at that point, then I would challenge that and sort of say, now, sometimes you freak you out a little bit. Sometimes it's because you don't hear your voice. Because sometimes you might hear like quite a deep voice, and obviously if you don't relate to that, then it's obviously spirit. There is nothing to be scared of with spirit. You know, I work with spirit so much, and I mean so much, and that's not me being blasé for any of the other viewers. So because I work with them so much, I have to feel safe, and I have to take precautions. I have to make sure that I am safe and everything else. So by putting that intention that I'm safe, I am safe, and I take the necessary steps. But I wouldn't do something if it was something that was going to scare me. So if there's any point where anybody makes you feel uncomfortable, you feel unsafe, then just call in. Whether you believe in the angels, you believe in spirit, those your guides, your guardian angels, bring them in close to you. They will always protect you. Or I always say to if there is like mum, dads, people who are very they're over the other side obviously, but very fundamental to you, who will come around to protect you also. All right, so I thought I really heard it, but freaked me out. So yeah, so they don't want to scare you, but sometimes when they come in really close, Heidi, then basically, you know, it does make us jump a little bit, and it does make us a bit like, oh, what's going on? Is that me, or, you know, is something happening? It's got nothing to worry about, and I don't feel there's anything to worry about on this occasion. All right. So I'm going through all the different packs tonight. So this one is by Dana Cooper. This is the Archangel Pack. And the card for you first, Heidi. Oh, Archangel Raphael. Beautiful energy there. So act with wisdom. Use information for the highest good. I need to say to you, Heidi, you are very knowledgeable and very much a person who can put the hand to anything. And what I mean by that is if you are given a challenge, rather than going, oh, I can't do that and giving up, then you'll give it a go. And that's what's in itself. I also want to say to you, people will come to you because they know that you will listen, or that you will give the advice that's needed at that moment in time. But also what's needed is that sometimes we need to listen to some of that advice of ourselves. Now, if we refer to the voice, I'm not going to say this is who the voice was, but sometimes our voice can also be the voice of reasoning. And it could also, sometimes, I'm not saying this was the case, but sometimes we can hear our own voice when we're giving other people information, that we hear that ourselves and think, yeah, I need to listen to that. And what I need to say to you at the moment, there's a situation around you that you need to listen to yourself and what you need. So if there's that need to pull back, if there's that need to rest, if there's the need to stop, they're the things you need to do. Listen to your body. Listen to what your body needs and what your mind is telling you. Or if it was somebody who was in a relationship, you listen to your heart. But for you, I feel it's your body is telling you need to rest at the moment, is what I need to say to you. I also need to say to you, I feel like I've got an aunt on mum's side of the family here in spirit. I want similarities with her also, with yourself also. And I feel a very strong lady, very sort of determined. She would speak her mind, and she would speak it with conviction. She wouldn't take no for an answer. So she is around yourself, and I feel at times that, you've been feeling a little bit wobbly, and she's been around yourself, just sort of steadying the ship a little bit and just reassuring that everything's going to be all right, and everything is all right. So if I can leave that with you, Heidi, thank you for working with me. When you're looking for Aunt, I'm going on mum's side of the family. Okay, thank you. Oh, lots of questions tonight. Well done, everybody. It's like I've not been away. Okay, so the next one is from Chloe Brent. When you dream of a loved one, is it true that it is connected to them trying to contact us via dreams? Ooh. Right. I'm not a dream expert, Chloe, and I won't profess to be one. I know many dream experts, but I'm not one of them. So I'm going to take this from what I feel, okay? But obviously, I'm not confessing to be a dream expert. So to me, the connection with us all, we all can connect telepathically. We can all connect in ways. So, if you imagine with your friends or friends there and you say something at the same time, or you were thinking the same thing, you might have done that with a partner, like, oh, I was thinking exactly the same thing just then myself. You see it very much in circles when you've got your circle of energy, when people are meditating. They say, oh, I knew what the person was going to say in meditation, or I was linked to them, and they're picking up on all the energies because we're all linked in that energy. So I would feel that would be the same in the dream state, that basically you are putting out that intention out. It's like affirmations, and putting that intention out for it to be connected. And again, if I use that analogy that I used earlier of those ribbons, if you just imagine all the ribbons like the maypole, just everyone's grabbing little bits of strands of the ribbons that are all connecting. So if you imagine like loads of gold ribbons going in all different directions, and people just grabbing bits of those ribbons, and there's communication happening between those. So that's my perception of what you're saying there. So it isn't just a loved one in our dreams. That could be with anyone. That could be somebody in the living that we're connecting to. You've been thinking of that person, and they're saying, was you thinking of me last night? I just felt like, did you say this on healing last night? Or I felt I needed to phone you. All of those things are going from there. When we're thinking of a loved one, we're sending that intention, that thought up. Because I saw part of the question as well, which I didn't answer, and this is a bit I can answer. So when we send out that intention, that thought. When we go into our dream state, our spiritual self comes out of our physical body, and our loved ones come down And that's why a lot of people in the dreams say that they've seen their loved one, because they're in there. There's other times because we're working, we're doing spiritual work, healing and helping with our spiritual bodies, that we sometimes feel that thud coming back into our body because our spiritual self and our physical self have gone too quickly. And finally, why, when we go to place and think, I know I haven't been here, but I feel if I go around the corner, this is where it is, because again, you've seen it within your spiritual journey. So hopefully that answers everything for you, Chloe. The first bit, like I said, I'm not a dream analyst, but from the last bit, I can speak from understanding there. So thank you very much for your question. Okay, where I'm going to next. Okay, back to the fairy pack with you, Chloe. And I also want a motherly energy around you also. But I feel I'm going on, I feel like I am going on mum's side of the family. I feel a very sort of free spirit. I feel a very loving individual. I feel very much a person who would have been very light and energetic like the fairies. Wouldn't have been caged, wouldn't have been told what to do. And I want to say, when they were younger, were absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. I feel with them that their passing was very quick. I feel they were here when it were met. I feel that, you know, they didn't get to say goodbye. And I feel such a loss within the family, more than just the general loss, because it was almost sort of that loving ball of energy had just all been lost, and it affected everyone. But it wasn't just the immediate family. I feel this person had such an effect on the local community, to the point of where they would have all come in their droves to the funeral at the end. I also feel with her, she would have spoken with her eyes. And I want to say absolutely gorgeous eyes. All right, I mean stunning eyes, really dark sort of brown eyes. And I just want to say very much a deep thinker, but such a loving soul. Okay, but yes, when she was younger, stunning, absolutely stunning. Okay, so the fairy pack is where I want to go with yourself, Chloe, just to finish off. And what was she going to say? She's saying to you, just before I leave her, give yourself a break. Give yourself a break and stop expecting things to happen like that. Allow things to happen very slowly, because it's like one thing to the next, and not allowing it to embrace it and to decide when it's right for you. Okay, so it's the 5 of Autumn. These are from the Fairy Tarot cards, which are by Radley Valentine. If you want to look them up, it's a 5 of Autumn. It says, reach out to others for assistance, poor timing for a career change, feeling challenged by money issues. So I have to give you what's in the card, but basically for this, I'm needing to say to you, you are needing to rest at the moment. Your spiritual energy is being drained. I don't mean by vampires or anything like that type of thing. I mean because you're doing too much. You're giving, giving, giving. Now, this is my personal view now. Our spiritual selves, what we sometimes do, we give, 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 till there's nothing left in that cup. So we need to fill it back up with the things that we want, the things that make us happy, things that make our hearts sing. So we need to give back to ourselves. And this is the bit why you need that rest a minute, because you're not giving back to yourself. Give yourself that love, give yourself that caring, kindness, but also understand Chloe, because Chloe's changed a lot over this last 3 years. And as a result, what your needs were 3 years ago aren't your needs now. So it's about establishing what those needs are. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Thank you very much for allowing me to read you. Any hellos, please, Mr. Producer. Hello there, Maureen Bracken. Thank you very much. So I said morning, didn't I? Hello. Hello, Susan Sampson. Hello, Reese Daniels. So we're going to go to some more questions in a second, but for those people just joining, hello, and it's lovely to see you wherever you are in the world. Just very quickly, in order to comment for YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. For those people on Facebook, please like, share, and love, and all of that type of thing. That would be wonderful. Promote the channel, because what we want is to have a channel, and especially on a Monday night, a beautiful community of supporting one another and helping one another and allowing each other to grow in a spiritual way. Now, as you've heard, guys, you know, this isn't trying to catch me out. I'll be honest with you. If I don't know something, I will say it and I'll answer it to the best of my knowledge. Obviously, we're all learning from one another. So, you know, if I don't know the answer to something, I will tell you, I'll be honest. We're not trying to bluff our way through this. I will say that. But we're all trying to grow from the channel and from understanding. The people who get that will answer it to the best of our ability, and then from there that person gets a reading. That's the only way that you get a reading tonight. It could be psychic, it could be clairvoyant, or it could be a mixture of two. I don't know how it's going to work. That's where Spirit are going to take me. So with no further ado, hello Wendy Watson from Australia. Thank you very much, Tony Wright. Good evening to you also. Okay, Millie B, can I please ask, do you think guided meditation is also a form of hypnotism? I'm always wanted to know the difference. Okay, so to me, they're completely different. It's a shame Kirsty's not here. She may put a comment or when she's on again next week, because she's the hypnotherapist in here. But to me, meditation is just following like a guide, sort of like a very sort of light, sort of going not into a sleep state, but just going to a very gentle state where your mind relaxes, where you can visualize and you can just follow the voice of different people. Well, hypnotize, you're going into an altered state. Where basically you're almost tricking, I think it's the subconscious mind to allow things to happen. With the meditation, there's none of that trickery of the mind. It's your own self being projected or what you're being shown from the imagery. Generally what you know from your own self or from your higher self. So they're two complete different things. If you want to ask, I will ask Kirsty. I'll ask if she can put something in the group to do with the hips, because it's not my area of specialty. It's hers, the past life and the hypnotherapist. I know there's other therapists on the channel as well. So hopefully that makes sense to you, Millie. But no, meditation isn't hypnotism. Completely two different things. Okay. Right. So. Taking it all over with yourself for different cards. Right. I also want a grandfather, but want this on mother's side of the family. I want a little bit rounded to the body, 5'6", 5'7", with the gentleman. I want a really high cheekbones, a gorgeous smile, again a loving energy. I enjoyed my own company. I enjoyed being outside. I enjoyed being a person who had a love of nature, but a love of the land as well. And that's who I have here. I feel with him, I've gone with a heart condition. I feel I'm about 78, 79 for my passing. And I also feel with him that I feel like I'm struggling with my swallowing. But I've also got stomach problems, and I've explained many times when I get that stomach sensation, I get a stomach condition or cancerous condition within the body. That's where I feel it for cancer. So I'm getting both of those feelings at the moment. I also feel very, very tired and was ready to go at the end also. So the card, sorry, I was going to jump to the card then. The message for you is stick to you what you know best. Don't let other people try and change your thinking. Believe in what you believe to be right, your gut feeling, your intuition. Something doesn't feel right, then don't do it. Because it almost feels he's sort of telling me that there's things you've done recently that didn't sit right, but you've done it almost to appease people to make them feel better at the regret of yourself, and then realize afterwards you shouldn't have done that. So stay true to you. So that's the message from him. Wishing well is the card for yourself. That's from the Enchanted Matt Pack. And this is about don't look back. All right. Your sunshine, your light, and your energy and everything is starting to grow in the present. Stay in the present. Don't look at the future. Don't look at the past. Just accept where you are now and be happy in that energy. Such a beautiful card. I mean, look at that. How golden can you get there? There is so much energy in there. And I need to say to you, your energy is growing by the day. And that should be testament to you who's done that and how far you travelled in the last 6 months. So well done, Millie. Okay, let's leave that with you. He had lung cancer. Thank you very much. All right, then. So thank you for Millie and for your granddad for working with me. Okay, so the next one is Caitlin Mackey or McKay. I'm not sure which one it is. I feel like my little girl can see spirits when we are in my bedroom. She is always pointing and laughing at the light. Could this be spirit? I don't know how old your little girl is. I don't know if she's a baby or not, if she's at the point where she can talk and she's at a reasonable age, then ask her what she's laughing at. It could be one. I remember with my daughter when she was, 3-4 months old, she would just go like this. She'd just point and you would look at the corner. And I remember one story where she pointed in the corner, we looked, and then straight away felt the spirit go across the head. And it was that physical, as if someone had put their hands on it. So when little ones, like I said, I'm not sure how young yours one is. She's 2, I've just heard Miss Producer said, all right, is that the cord is so strong, so that connection to the spirit world, so the ability to be able to see is a lot easier at that young age. People say who are not believers of this, oh, they've got imaginary friends and all of that, but what they're doing is actually seeing spirit. I was in a supermarket recently. The woman looked at me really strange, or perhaps not the right thing to say, but the girl was going, oh, yeah, and the mum's like, sorry, she reckons there's a man there, and I'm thinking, yeah, there is a man there. But I didn't say that to her because it would have freaked her out. I would have certainly not been let back in Sainsbury's again anyway. But it just shows you how connected spirit are. So what I always say, and this is my personal view, again, challenge those views. If it sits with you, you do it. If it doesn't, then don't do it. No one should tell you what to do. That's my belief anyway. It is that, I believe that children should be allowed to just be children. And what they see, unless it's something that frightens them and stuff, just allow them to see it. But core of it is they need to be a child and child foremost. If they're meant to be in this way of life, they've got to have lived a life and enjoyed life. Don't push it. I've seen a few people, I don't mean on the channel, but over the years where the parents have seen a spiritual sort of like they're doing really well, they've come out with things and people have gone, how did they know that? And all of a sudden they're pushing them to be mediums at like 7 and 8. And they should be still children then. But that's my personal view. I'm sorry if that offends, that's not my intention, but we want them to be children. There is many times, and the spirit world, yes, they want that connection and they want that facility to work, but they also want you to have a life here as well. So hopefully that helps with that, Caitlin. Right. Okay, I feel I've got another grandmother with yourself, but is I would say even less than 5 foot in height, jet black hair, but very short hair, very petite to the frame, um, a lovable soul. I want to say a very much a strong lady. So even though to look at in a physical, she didn't seem strong, emotionally and fearsome, very, very strong. And I want to say she had passion. And I want to speak from the heart with this lady. And I certainly feel with her that I'm going again on mother's side of it. It's funny, we've had quite a lot of mum's side of the family tonight. But I feel like I'm going on mum's side of the family. I want to say my eyes are really dark coloured, very beautiful. And I don't know if there's some sort of like Mediterranean or something like that, but I definitely want some that sort of like olive like type skin. I don't know if you understand it, but that's the type of the lady that I have with me, and I feel like I am going on a grandmotherly level. Looking at her, I would say she looked younger than what she was, but I don't feel she's gone into old bones anyway. I certainly feel 72-ish. If she's older than that, then she looked younger than what she was. I don't feel the ladies in the family reflect their chronological age. I feel they all look younger than what they actually are. She knew things, and she knew things about people. She was a good judge of character, but it was almost that there was that understanding with her as well. She knew things, but didn't know the reasons why she knew them. She just knew them. So is there, and the message for you from her is to say to you, stop crossing your fingers and wishing. Just believe and believe in you. It's really important that the belief in you is there. For whatever reason, I don't go and take it in person, I don't ask spirit to tell me, it is that it's almost your belief isn't in you, and it should be, because no one should take away that pure essence that is you. You have got such a beautiful light, and that light needs to expand, not retract. Okay? I also need to say to you, I want to give you an angel card. Which is the Knight of Earth. It says, loyal, dedicated, honourable and kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honour your commitments, a guardian angel. It's that card. And I need to say to yourself is that go forward with conviction. Stop putting things off. Be true to you, and go with the decisions that seem right, is what I need to say. It's almost you're trying to put the brakes on things when in fact you should be galloping ahead and allowing things just to be. All right? Allow things to be. I don't want to put the brakes on. I want to go forward as quick as you can. And don't feel that, don't hold yourself back. Go with it. All right. I know sometimes when it seems out of control, things, it's a bit worrying, a bit frightening, especially if you like our comfort blanket. But sometimes by going with it, we actually get guided in the direction we're meant to go, not what we think we should be going. Okay. You said it describes your gran, but there were some things there. I have to give you as I'm seeing it, because I can't change the physical appearance. It may be that, you know, I'm seeing that olive sort of skin with her. I'm seeing the sort of really sort of positive vibes and everything else. So hopefully that all makes sense to you, Caitlin. And thank you for being honest, and hopefully that explains to yourself. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Martine Neve is the next person. Have daily white feathers and often dream messages while sleeping. How can I remember better? Is it from my great-grandmother? Means a lot. Feel love for her often. Thank you. Okay. White feathers obviously is indicative of angels and that they're around us, and it's the angels reassuring us that they're around. Some people go, really? Do you really believe that angel thing? It's clear that that's from a magpie, and they poo-poo it. But also when we're from angels, the angels can also use bird feathers to also send us those messages. All right, so you can throw that one back at them. All right, but so that's the first thing. So the other thing is they don't have to be white feathers. I know when we depict angels, we see them with white feathers, and that's how the like the cherubims and all of that are seen. But you can have other colour feathers. So and they all have different meanings for those. So the white feathers to me would denote not only the angels around you, but the need for peace at the moment. And that you must have been asking and challenging the angels to prove to you that they're around, in which case why you're almost like tripping over so many feathers. Okay? Also, if you're working with angels or you're connecting with the angelic realms, obviously is another reason for them. It's just another of many signs, many signs to tell you that they're around. You often dream messages while sleeping. How can I remember them better? Put a pad and a pen at the side of you, and then just jot down things. So don't wake up in the middle of the night and suddenly be writing and complain of sleep deprivation. But as soon as you wake up, the first thing you do is write everything down you can remember. If you don't remember, don't then criticize yourself, thinking, I should have remembered, I needed to remember that. Spiritual dreams, you will always remember. So have that pen and piece of paper at the side of you. The first thing you do, don't go down and eat a cup of tea, write everything down and put it in bullet points or whatever else and have there. What I also suggest to people is when the words are coming in, they're not just coming in when we're asleep. It could be when we're daydreaming during the day. It could be when we're walking around the house. We just feel, I think it was Heidi who was saying before that she was hearing voices and stuff. It's sometimes the first sort of sign that thing. So again, have a pad and a piece of paper and pen where you know where to find it. So if it's you think, right, I'm gonna leave it on the kitchen table, keep it there. Don't then take it into the front room, because then you'll be like, where did I put that pad? You know it's always on the table. So you go there, as soon as you hear something during the day, jot it down, forget about it, go about your business. The more that you do it. Also sitting for meditation and being able to just close your eyes, just listen to the words and write down what you're writing. The more that you practice, the more that you'll remember those words. So hopefully that will all make sense to you. And sorry, I just missed the last bit. If I could just take it back 1 second, please, Mr. Producer. Could you just take it back just to where it was a second? Oh, right. Okay, so okay, so it says, so it says there, is it from my great grandmother was the last bit. So I'm going to go back to this isn't a cop out, and I'm not saying this is what it is. Whenever I think it was might have been with Millie, I think I was referring to like the robins or the pigeons. People say, is that my granddad? If you believe that is your granddad, it isn't your granddad, but they've been a messenger from your grandfather to say, I'm still around you. So if you feel that those white feathers is from your great grandmother, it's your great grandmother, send you a message, say, I'm still around you. And that is what it is. So if it feels right to you, that is it, because it's them just, whatever you feel, it's sort of confirming to you, that is who it is. But that has to be from yourself, not from me. Okay, so that's the first thing. The other thing I need to say to you is I have a lady here, I want to say about 4'11" in height. I have hearing problems in my right ear. I feel like I'm certainly going to about 91, 92 in age. I feel very, very frail. I'm still able to walk around. I've still got good mobility, but I'm not walking around as confident as obviously we can now. But I'm still mobile. I'm not requiring a stick. I'm not requiring aids, anything like that. I also feel with her that I've gone with a heart condition, but I also have going down the side of my face. So I don't know if there was a stroke or that sort of feeling towards the end also, because the side of my face goes down. I also have a gentleman who comes in with yourself, Martine. I feel this is a grandfather. Rounded to the body, a moustache here, a pepper, more grey than white hair. And I feel with him 78, 79, well dressed, well groomed. I do feel, because he's showing a medal, that there would have been military links. And I feel like I'm going sort of the early 50s with that military service. All right, it's like 50, 51, that sort of time scale. There is loads of loved ones around you. And I just need to say to you, although you've said about your great grandmother there, that you've doubted still whether they're still around you. And I need to say to you, don't have that doubt, because they're most definitely around you, which is why they keep throwing all those white feathers to keep proving to you again and again that they're around. Sometimes even the most spiritual people, we doubt whether that person's there because either grief or because we've got so much going on in our heads that we can't hear them or we can't picture them, that we think they must have gone, but they're not. Still around us, they're still loving ourselves. The last thing I need for yourself, is the Archangel card. And the Archangel card to go with your white feather. Oh, look at that. How's that for power? Archangel Michael. Can't get one of the better cards than that. And it says, stand in your power, be true to yourself. And I need to say, similar to the Legion of Light that he did, have allegiance to yourself. Be true to you. Be true to everything you stand by, and be true to the things that you believe in. And don't let people judge you and try and change your mind. Stay firm and stand in your power, just as Archangel Michael does. And if you are struggling, if you don't feel you have that power, you can call on Archangel Michael to give you that energy of love and light. And if I can leave that with you, Martine, thank you for allowing me to read for yourself. Whoa. Uh-huh. Okay, so the next one is for Alicia Emily Ward. If you can just tell us if you're still on, please. You can just put in the comments, still here, or something like that. Okay, thanks for that, Martine. So one last time. If not, then I'm going to have to move on to the next person, I'm afraid. So Alicia, are you there? If not, I'm going to have to move on to someone else, I'm afraid. No? Okay, I'm going to have to move on then. Someone else's question, please, Mr. Juice. So the next one is for Dan Danes. Do people know they are going to pass, and would my partner hide that a few hours before he passed so not to hurt my feelings? He had brain tumor. Okay. Different people have different views and different personalities and different belief systems. I always believe that people know when they are going to go over, and I I feel that is through working with people who are at the point of where they're going to pass, working as a medium, working with dementia clients and all different things, because they all describe that person coming for them, and they have that feeling that they're going home. They have that sense of light that's coming towards them. And in my personal views and experiences, you don't have to be religious in order to have that experience. It's just a sense of knowing that you're going back home. Now, I don't know the circumstances with yourself, Dan, and anybody's passing, especially someone who's so fundamental in your life. It is that I would never make out unless they came through and told me differently of what's what. But what would it have been for your husband, as you've told us? It is that basically for them to say to you, you know what, I'm going to pass tomorrow or anything else. How would that have made you feel? Now, I'm sorry to put it that way, but I don't know how any other way to put it, because what I'm trying to say to you is we don't want the people to suffer that are still going to be here, to know what's going to happen to them. We had a discussion, me and Kirsty, a couple of weeks ago, and it was that somebody that we know very dearly basically was going to die. Now, had we known that, what would you have done? You tried everything under the sun to prevent it happening, in which case then you would have tried to prevent what was meant to happen. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, it's hard enough to go through bereavement. It's hard enough to lose someone so special without the thought also of them saying to you, I know I'm going. You don't need that. It's not going to benefit you at all. So the first thing I need to say to you, and this is me first before I link in, is to say to you, you don't need to put yourself through that, is the first thing I need to say to you. You don't need to wonder why he didn't say anything if he knew, because he wasn't that type of man. Now, I want to say he must have, I feel I've got a well-built gentleman here. I feel very broad to the shoulders, and I wore my heart on my sleeve. I come through with such a big heart, and they have that saying, and he was very much, people say it frustrates me. You've got people who are bad in the world, and then you have good people out there who go. He was very much like this, all right? I also need to say to him that he never hid his emotions, but he found it very hard to talk about his emotions. So he would hold you and hold you tight, and you would know so much that you were secure, that nothing could harm you, you were invincible. But you were both like that. You were both a formidable force. He has a wonderful laugh, a good sense of humour. He's got stunning eyes, and I just want to say they sparkle. His eyes. He's got. Now I don't know if you believe in all of this or not, because obviously we have different people on there. But just to say to you, everything now has gone. All of that is back to normal and everything. I can't tell you past, because obviously you've told me he's got a brain tumour, so I can't then say he's got a brain tumour. But all of the physical stuff has gone. I also need to say to you that at the end, you looked into his eyes, and it was almost his eyes were saying to you, I'm okay, stop worrying. And his eyes, I feel, were watering and filling up. Okay? I also want to say to you, you are so loved, both then and now. You talk to him every single day around the house, and you have heard his voice, and in the doorway in the front room, you've also felt he's been stood there. Now, I don't know if it's a small dog or a small cat, but there's a small animal that is aware of him, and it's almost like I'm standing on that animal as I'm walking around. It's almost like the dog, the very small dog or the cat, has basically yelped out of the way when he was here, because it was just like used to get underneath the feet. But I also want to say to you that he is with you all of the time, and he comes in on your right hand side. You have felt his hand like this very firmly on your shoulder, and he comes around at about 10 past 11. And I also finally want to say the lights have gone on and off in the front room. That's him also. And there's also a watch that stopped and restarted again. And I feel that's a male watch. I don't know if it's his, but it's definitely a male watch. And the final thing I need to say to you from him is you're getting stronger. You're getting stronger. You're regaining your power, not just because of the loss of him, but from learning to say no and learning to start to stand up for yourself and not saying yes to everything and yes to everything, because you've seen the true value of life and making the most and living this life. And as on the picture there, you've got all the boulders behind you. I just need to say to you, those boulders are representative of you. You're made, the core of you is so strong. It's unbreakable, and it just gets reinforced all of the time. I can leave his love with you so much. And the card he wants to give you is this one, Golden Palace. And to him, home was the Golden Palace, because home is where he felt he could truly be himself, rather than to be someone he didn't want to be or feel he had to be. If I can leave that with you, thank you for allowing me to work with you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Alicia, great that you're here. So Alicia, Emily Ward's next one. Is there anyone at all listening to me in spirit, or am I talking to myself? I feel they hear me, but I can't be sure. Okay, so I'm going to say to you, think of all your family that's still here alive. Okay? And when you think of those alive, even though those family and friends we fall out with, if they knew something was wrong, they'll be knocking at the door, they'll be checking you're okay. That is just the same with spirit, with your loved ones, with your family, your friends, and everything else, saying, you know what, we're here, we want to check you're all right. And people say, well, I didn't know my great aunts, I didn't know my great uncles, because obviously they've gone generations before us, but they're still interested because you have that dynamic, that family connection and everything, so they want to. So in answer to your first part of the question, where it says, is anyone at all listening to me in spirit, I need to say to you, yes. Right? You talk to yourself, no. But sometimes we don't just hear, and sometimes because of our minds are so busy with everything going on in just normal things, dealing with the kids, doing work, and everything else with everyday life, we don't sit in the silence and just allow it to be, to have that conversation. So what I need to say to you that's needed at the moment, Alicia, is to sit in the silence, allow that mind to quiet down. Just sit in a relaxed position at a time that you know you're not going to fall asleep, because I feel so tired with you at the moment, and I don't feel that I'm actually sleeping. I just feel like it's like 20 naps I'm trying to get here, there, and everywhere, power napping. So I need to be at a point where I know I'm not going to fall asleep. So maybe 8 o'clock in the evening, for example. If you don't work, then maybe mid-afternoon, but certainly no later than 8 o'clock, where you know when you meditate you're not going to go to sleep. Then you can do guided meditations if you're not a person who can meditate. If you're like me, I like complete silence. I like music with no words to it. It just goes, and then I can guide myself. Different people work in different ways. You've got to find what works for you. There are various sort of people who do various meditations, but allow that, and there'll be people who you can buy CDs, or you can get programs where basically you can be guided to work with spirit and to feel spirit. But for yourself, what I need to say to you is sit in that energy, invite loved ones to come in. Don't have any expectations, but just trust. Now, when I say trust, if you start to feel something on your cheek, don't go, well, that's me, because I was thinking of the cheek then, because already you're using your mind then, rather than just allowing it. Then say, okay, if that is somebody on my cheek, can you touch my ear? And if that's somebody on my ear, just to make sure, can ask you to touch my head and go through different things. If they're saying something, if you can hear something, because people expect that they're going to hear, oh, hello, I'm Fred or whatever, but you don't always hear that. A lot of people will say they've heard their own voice, which is why someone earlier was saying they thought it was their own imagination that they're hearing, because they're hearing their own voice, the same as when you're talking in your head. But actually, then that's when to challenge and to say, right, okay, if that is you, ask them a question, ask them things, have that two-way process, because it is a two-way process. So they're stepping in to do that, okay? And then as things go on, as you feel more confident, then start to say, so who are you? Why have you come? And have that conversation again. So that's there, okay. So what I'm going to do for yourself is I want the fairy pack with yourself. And the card is Life Experience. It's number 16 in the Fairy Tarot pack. And it says, let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. This is you trusting what you are already receiving. Because you know deep down that you have been receiving and things have been happening that you can't explain. Things that you know that actually is not about touching the face, back of my neck and all that type of thing. That's been happening. I've also been hearing like knocks in the house and everything else. Again, nothing to be scared of. It's just the ones and energies coming around you because they're drawn to your light. You would also understand that you felt different, not just now, but almost through the whole of your life, that there's that sense that you don't quite fit in. And I don't mean that negatively. It's just that you're different. You're a sensitive, all right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you're probably more aware than a lot of people that you know. So I need to say to you, on this card, it's got a tower, and this isn't sort of negative or anything. This tower is you, a tower of strength. And I need to say to you that when you start to acknowledge the strength that's within you, that's when you're going to start to grow. I need to say to you, the age of 17, 24 are significant ages with you where things were difficult and where basically things you've got through, but you've come out the other side. And I also need to say to you, I have a fatherly energy that's around you. I don't feel old with this energy. I certainly feel roughly 63, 64. If this isn't father, then I want to go like a grandfather, but I want a young age. I want that 63, 64. And I also feel that my energy just got sapped out of me. The energy went. I want to say 5'7". I don't even feel 5'8" in height, very slim to body, clean shaven and everything else. I also want to say with this gentleman that now I don't feel you've seen him, but you've been aware of an energy around you. You've looked and there's no one there. And I feel it's this gentleman. And I also feel with him that I have a love of nature, ornithology and all that type of thing. I also want to say to you that from him. Start to decide what it is that you actually want, because you've forgotten what it is that you want. What is the thing that you need, that needs to drive you? The thing that makes your heart sing, the thing that makes you feel special, because that is what needs to happen, what needs to change. And the final thing I need to give you is what's it called? A lotus flower. And that to me signifies your spiritual self is starting to open up and starting to grow. If I can leave that with you, Alicia. Thank you for working with me. Okay, guys, unfortunately, we've come to the end of tonight. It's been wonderful seeing so many people, allowing me to work with your loved ones. Next week, Kirsty will be joining us, and we'll be back to the duo. Thank you for all the well wishes. Thank you for everything you've done over the last few months for me and Kirsty. Thank you to Miss Juice once again, and to the admin team for all the help. And whatever you're doing, please tune into the SPTV channel. Check out the fan page of what's happening and on a daily basis. There's loads of different shows. Mediumship is just one aspect of it. And we look forward to seeing you next Monday at 8 p.m. UK time. But till then, take care and love to you all.
Tomorrow from 1 p.m, Mirjam Schneider offers her insight into astrology, understanding your birth signs, and offering the viewers an opportunity for a reading. Tomorrow night we have Deb Clark for an evening of mediumship. This starts from 8 p.m. Tomorrow night we have Deb Clark for an evening of mediumship. This starts from 8 p.m.
We're like, whoa, wasn't expecting that.